Hey, hello. Yeah, there will be more videos coming in the next few days that aren't just me talking to a webcam. Wanted to get that in real quick, but as I'm sure that the title of this video will say whenever I get around to writing it, I have got to put more time into Immortal Empires. I wanted to give myself a solid couple weeks to play through Immortal Empires, get to see it, experience it, have fun with it. After all, making YouTube videos about this stuff, I don't want to be some hack who just immediately jumps to, oh, Immortal Empires, here's my take on it, even though I've played 5 minutes of it. I don't have that early access that so many YouTubers do, so that wouldn't be a possibility for me anyways. But putting in a couple weeks with it has actually been more time consuming than I expected because Immortal Empires is incredible in a way that I didn't expect. And that the changes to victory conditions and diplomacy, and also just changes in the way I play, have made it where I am actually finishing campaigns. And that's one of the biggest pieces of praise that I can give to it. Because with Mortal Empires and Warhammer 2, I adored it. I put, 2,700 hours in it. Like, not 270, 2,700 hours into Mortal Empires and Warhammer 2. But I didn't finish any campaigns, which I know sounds insane. And when I did finally finish a Warhammer campaign, it was pretty well forcing myself to finish the Greasus campaign in Realm of Chaos. Not to say that I thought Realm of Chaos was that bad, but really I was just forcing myself to finish it to get Be'lakor, but those Chaos Rifts and all that stuff didn't feel like it was actually fun in the late stages of the campaign. Immortal Empires is a lot of fun all the way through. Early game, mid game, late game all seem like they have different problems and priorities. And just for the two campaigns I've finished and the one campaign that I'm extremely late on and I'm just making no progress anytime soon towards finishing it, I've finished the Archaon campaign, I've finished the Albrecht de Bordeleau campaign, and I'm deep into an Ikit Claw campaign where I am not conquering any settlements. I am just keeping Skavenblight and instead spreading the Under Empire. And it's a pretty fun gimmick, but because it's such a relatively passive campaign, I'm making very little progress towards the actual campaign goals. But the Archaon and Albrecht campaigns, even there, I took longer than I probably should have because of the way I was playing. But I had a lot of fun, and I wound up I did finish the campaign anyways. And by the time that I finished either campaign, I wanted to keep going for the long campaign goals. And I looked at it and I was saying to myself, like, if I did that, I wouldn't be playing any other campaigns. And it's insane to be at that point. Whereas in Mortal Empires, it would take, a Herculean effort just to complete the short campaign victory. And by the time you got that, you're well past done with a campaign. You don't want to push on to the long campaign. So with Mortal Empires, I've just been shocked with that. And the changes that have been made to a lot of the races, I mean, Warriors of Chaos are an entirely different thing, entirely unto themselves now. They are just playing the game entirely different than everybody else. The Warriors of Chaos rework is every bit the smashing success that I would say the Wood Elf or Beastmen reworks were. And that's high marks for me because I absolutely adored both the Wood Elf and Beastmen campaigns in Warhammer 2. I actually did come pretty close to finishing both. I just didn't want to bother the quest battles at the end. So, Crave Assembly, to me, have done a fantastic job here, and the DLC team, whoever composes it, there are a lot of people who seem like they believe they know what goes on with the DLC team and what goes on behind closed doors. They don't. We don't know what goes on at Crave Assembly. We don't know the internal processes here. We probably never will, because nobody wants to get thrown under the bus for various issues the series has had. Plenty of people say, like, oh, the main Warhammer 3 team, they didn't know what they were doing, but the DLC team, they're miracle workers. When, to my understanding, at least from what Crave Assembly devs have themselves said, there's a fair bit of overlap between those two teams. But we're never going to know. Either which way, it's phenomenal stuff. And I'd love to make more videos about campaign. At the current moment, I don't know if that's necessarily in reach. I mostly do content regarding battles because that is easier on my hardware setup. But I do intend to get an upgrade later this year. So when that comes around, I would definitely expect to see more campaign content coming out on this channel. But all of this, I mean, just looking at this map, it's insane. Because playing Albric, I've seen all of Lustria. Playing Archaon, I saw barely like a chunk of the old world, the eastern half of Norsca, and a chunk of the Chaos Wastes. But there is so much of the map here that I have just not seen, not played with, and they've just done a fantastic job, I mean, just with the map. And I know it seems like I'm just showering them with praise here, nothing but positivity, but that's because genuinely, right now, I have nothing but praise, nothing but positivity. And just looking at the various sections of the map, seeing all the landmarks they've added, seeing all just the little cute little features they've added to like Lustria, where you can see, you know, some Stegodons bathing, or when the Skaven take over a certain area of the map, like these raised pools get skulls and warpstone coming out of them. The fact that they went to all the trouble of making Skaven corruption actually have a visual effect now, where in Warhammer 2 it didn't, is crazy. I am loving, as in the Ikit campaign, spreading Skaven corruption everywhere, and seeing, you know, ringing bells of doom, or whatever they're called, pop up in Athel Loren, and Skaven mounds and burrows appear all over Bretonnia. It's insane. It's honestly, like, I was a little bit worried when the roadmap for 2022 was announced, and it was looking like there wasn't going to be a DLC after Champions of Chaos in 2022. And I think by now it's probably pretty safe to say Chaos Dwarfs probably aren't going to come until January or February of 2023. And I thought that would be a big worry, but it's really not, because there is so much content. Like, Legendary Lords that I've already played through in Warhammer 2 feel entirely different in Warhammer 3. There are entirely different avenues to explore. There are countless balance changes. There are loads of changes to the map just in terms of who your nearest nations are. Every campaign now has entirely different goals. It is so much content, I almost feel like I can't properly speak on it until I've put in several hundred more hours. That's insane. So, for now, at least, maybe, who knows, in 1,000 hours, maybe I'll turn sour on it. I doubt it, but maybe. But at least for now, putting in the 100 hours that I have, with 2 beaten campaigns and 1 that's mostly beaten, kind of. I have under Empires over half the damn known world, but I've yet to raise or sack 30 settlements. I've yet to raise or sack 10. But to me, Immortal Empires is a massive success. It's a big win. It's great. I've always had high praise for the series, so I know this doesn't mean much coming out of my mouth. But Immortal Empires, to me, seems not only the most ambitious, but just flatly, period, the best strategy game that's ever been done. Not that I'm an expert on it, by all means. You know, to my understanding, there's some really crazy, I don't know, Dune games out there or something that I've never played. But this game is insanely good now. And granted, I thought Realms of Chaos wasn't that bad, but it had some real issues there. And Immortal Empires not only fixed them all, but has just come with so many more treats and hidden gifts and so on. And while I'm sure there's going to be loads of people who disagree with me on this, it doesn't even seem to be that bug-ridden. And we haven't even seen the proper influx of mods yet. I'm extremely happy with this. And, yeah. So, probably expect more to come in the next few days, but I just wanted to get this video out pretty well saying, hey, I've spent my couple weeks with Immortal Empires that I wanted to, and I'm walking away from it real happy, real pleased. So, thank you for anyone who wanted to see me just gush about something that people would probably prefer a more nuanced take on, but, yeah, I'll see you later.